RABIU KWAKWASO and 2023 dealing with the issues is the crux of this interview. And joining me is the spokesperson of the NNPP, KWAKWASO Presidential Campaign Council, in the person of Ladipo Johnson, Esquire. Good morning, Ladipo.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, and a happy new year to you.
Same to you. Same to you. Now, it's quite an opportunity to discuss issues in this regard. Now, we have these leading political parties, which are four, of which the NNPP is among. Okay. And there is this great need to get a winner out of these presidential candidates, yes, of which your presidential candidate is among, RABIU KWAKWASO. Now, what is the guarantee? Because on the minds of every candidate is winning the election.
Yes.
What's the guarantee of your presidential candidate winning the election in spite of the fierce battle between these major political parties?
Thank you. We believe sincerely that, well, there are no guarantees in life. That's the first thing. But we believe that the state of the economy, the fact that Nigerians are suffering from, as I said, the state of the economy, the insecurity in the land, high unemployment, spiraling inflation. We believe that all these things, including the educational sector, health sector, all these things guarantee the fact that Nigerians, we pray and hope, will look to the issues before they vote in about 7 weeks' time.
7 weeks?
Yes. That itself is what is spurring RABIU KWAKWASO and the NNPP on. We have been taking our message to the people of the country. You'll notice that KWAKWASO hasn't started the mega rallies yet. And that is why some people rate us the fourth, because we haven't been moving with the press. But he has the capacity and the competence, but most of all the capacity. He's been moving around, and as he's coming into Edo State today. Okay. He's been moving around, and when he comes into Edo, he'll go through the 3 senatorial districts. So KWAKWASO has been moving around the country, moving through the senatorial districts. And I believe sometime in January, very soon, we'll now start our mega rallies and zonal rallies and what have you.
Okay, okay.
And the press will now see the sort of response we have gotten from the people of Nigeria.
Okay, let's critique the manifesto, the programs. Now, what is the thrust of the manifesto? Because the electorate will have to be convinced.
Yes.
And what do you have as your party manifesto, the thrust of it, that can convince the electorate to vote?
Well, it is simple. Right now, insecurity is the basic thing. You have to bring about better security in the country. When you bring about better security, investments will come in, even local investments. People will be able to go to farms, schools, etc. So the thrust will be the security, economy, revitalizing the economy, stabilizing it, the value of the naira, bringing down inflation, things like that. And then you now move on to the welfare of the people. We're talking about healthcare, Medicare, and what have you.
Okay, what antecedents does the candidate have to make this come through?
What he has is good. You know, you look at, the good thing is that most of the 4 parties, all of them, the candidates have been in government.
Oh, yes.
So you know what they've done. All we will say, what
as the governor of Kano State, 1999 through
not just the governor of Kano State.
Then as the senator.
Let me just tell you.
As the minister.
He started out as Deputy Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives during the SDP days, MQ Abiola days. He was at the Constituent Assembly. He became governor of Kano for the first term, lost his re-election, became Minister of Defense at a time when we're talking about the security of this country. His experience as Minister of Defense comes into play. He was also the envoy, special envoy of Nigeria into Darfur and Somalia, showing that he has diplomatic experience as well. was nominated to be a member of the board of the NDDC, the Niger Delta, and he resigned from the board because of sharp practices. Who does that in Nigeria? He resigned from the board, then he came back, went back to be governor again for another 4 years, and thereafter senator for 4 years. So you see, he was civil servant for 17 years before going into politics. So he has a very well-rounded experience, very well-rounded portfolio.
Okay, beautifully.
Now, to go to your question, his experience as governor shows that he will cut costs in governance, and he will make sure that the government of Nigeria begins to move in the right direction.
Okay. There's been issues about the Northern Forces trying to make him step down for the Adamawa-born state former vice president in the person of Atiku Abubakar, who is the president candidate of the PDP. Now, some could say that this he refused, he's adamant about this. Could it be unconnected, or some say that it's not unconnected with the circumstances that led to his exit from the PDP? What do you have to say in that regard?
Well, a lot has happened within the PDP. Over time, I was a member of the PDP as well. His stepping down for Atiku or anyone else does not arise. I want viewers where in the straight, if it's a marathon, we face the straight, we're going sprinting to the end from January to February. RABIU KWAKWASO is not stepping down for anyone right now. He's going to the people, he's taking his message to the people, and he will win. Or if the people say no, it is not his turn, then no, it is not his turn. It's not a do or die affair. But he has no need to step down for Atiku Abubakar. He has no need. Atiku Abubakar really should be the one looking to it that you are younger, you are more vibrant, you know, maybe you should take up the flag, move this country forward, turn it in the right direction, and move it forward. Whatever happened in the PDP, happened in the PDP. They still have their issues, as you well know, and they will continue to have their issues. It's none of our business now.
Okay, let's get your reaction on the seemingly endorsement of the Labour Party presidential candidate by the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Does it cause a ripple to your party?
No, it causes no ripple whatsoever, because even before the endorsement, we've known where Baba's sentiments lie. Baba, unfortunately at this time, he's the father to me, unfortunately at this time, believes, I think, that some sentiments should prevail. And we say we don't believe in sentiments. We believe in capacity, competence, and someone who has the willpower and experience to turn this country around. And that is why KWAKWASO has stepped up. Let me tell you something. KWAKWASO, when he was in the SDP, despite the fact that Bashir Tofa was from the same polling unit, he supported MK Abiola. And when President Obasanjo, we're talking about now, wanted to become president, despite the fact that Abubakar Rimi, their leader in Kano, was contesting as well, KWAKWASO supported Obasanjo. He didn't say, it's time for the Yorubas, it's time for the man from Kano, it's time for whatever. No. It was who was competent at that time, who was the person with the capacity, and he's shown it. So at this time, I don't think that the issue of him stepping down for someone because that person is from the eastern part of the country should come to play at all. I keep asking people, when do we turn around and start facing competence instead of ethnicity and religion? And the time is now.
Let's see what, because what he's gunning for and others are gunning for is the #1 office of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is not an easy one. They say uneasy lies the head that wears the crown, and even the foot that wears the shoe.
Yes, but you know what? He's made that state known even in our blueprint. He says his will not be blaming the past.
Exactly.
From day one, he moves forward.
Exactly the question coming. What will he do differently if he becomes the president?
What he will do differently, look, the bottom line is this. You have a man with capacity. You have a man with experience. You've seen his antecedents. You saw what he did. You understand? And what he'll do differently is that he will bring that capacity to bear, and most importantly, the political will to move Nigeria forward. You see, there are too many interests in Nigeria. Once you move around people in government, you know that there are interests. So if you have a man who in the core north, in Kano, was able to mop up the almajiris on the streets, promulgated, they enacted, not promulgation, enacted laws to get them off the streets, despite the different interests and maybe Quranic schools and whatever that had things. He is that sort of person. And that is what he's going to bring. He's coming with the mix of experience and the political will and capacity to do whatever he needs to do. So that is what we will be getting with Kwankwaso.
Okay, earlier on you told us about his arrival, his coming today, yes, which is going to bring a lot of traffic.
Well, I hope
and,
not.
A lot of persons, even the electorate, will want to see what he has got. But what should the people expect, the people of Edo State expect on his coming today?
Well, what he's coming, he will be meeting with stakeholders. So I think what they should expect is some of the questions you have asked me. It's always good to hear from the horse's mouth. He will talk to them. But most importantly, or more importantly, what we need is feedback from the Edo people. You see, what you need in Delta may not necessarily be what you need in Edo State. What they need in Kano may not necessarily may be what they need in Edo State. So he's coming to meet with stakeholders. And from there, he will know especially what the people of Edo require. There are some things we all require as Nigerians. Okay. Security, education, healthcare, whatever. But there are some specific things in some areas. He wants to bring about a responsive government to the people. And as we said, ours is one that will not be giving excuses. So he has to know what the people need specifically and begin to work towards it. We work towards the elections, and if God says yes, the people of Edo or the people of Nigeria say, okay, we'll give you a mandate for the next 4 years. He will not betray that mandate.
Okay, what's your impression about the Edo people?
Lovely, lovely people. I've been here several times. I think they're watching. I almost had a set of in-laws from Ora.
Seriously?
So, yes, but maybe my friends in Edo will correct that and make me stay here even more. But no, they're good people. Okay. And I grew up with my childhood bosom friends in Lagos. We grew up together. We're from Isha. Oh. I think you said Bodaya.
Ofure.
Okay.
All right.
So, yes.
Thank you so much, Ladipo, for taking our time to be part of this. Ladipo Johnson.
Thank you.
And we just hope you have a beautiful outing.
By the way, you are in our colors.
It was coincidence.
Red and white. So you welcomed Kwankwaso to
awesome.
To the stage.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Big thanks for taking our time to be part of this.
Thank you.
Well, there's much we can take on the interview, and it's up to you, the electorate, to look into the programs and manifestos of the NNPP as we receive the arrival of the presidential candidate in the person of RABIU KWAKWASO today. Do wait. We're going to be taking more segments on this, but gradually we must say that we're going to be taking a short break, after which we bring the closing on today's TMI. Do stay.